Welcome to the Bald Guy Cooks, and as usual, I'm the Bald Guy. Thanks for joining us tonight. I've got the pan going already, so I am going to get rolling here. We are back with Mark Bittman's The Kitchen Express. Super simple, super easy conceptually. Not a lot of ingredient amounts, so if you want to kind of take that next step, if you're used to following a recipe really strictly, this is a really fun book. As this pan is getting hot. So tonight we are making penne, pasta penne with vodka sauce. And I can feel the pan getting a little warm. Starting to smoke, so I want to make sure we get our about 3 cloves of garlic. We love garlic, so we put a lot in. And so the pan was on a medium high with added a little olive oil there. And I'm just going to add a little bit more, so a couple tablespoons, and we're just going to let it kind of roast up a little bit. Add some red pepper flakes. If you don't like heat, don't add red pepper flakes. If you're reading recipes and you don't like an ingredient very much, don't add so much. You can always add a little bit later. You can see how that's just kind of sizzling. You're starting to see it kind of brown up on the small bits. So this is super simple. This is what did I say last time? A dump and dine. So we're kind of dumping a lot of stuff in here. So this was just a can of fire roasted crushed tomatoes. So it has a little extra seasoning in it. The recipe doesn't call for that necessarily, but we like that flavor, so we're adding more to that. And so essentially at this point we're going to reduce some of the liquid out of this. So it'll take about 2 to 3 minutes, and we'll be back when that's reduced. And what I'm going to be looking for is just a little thicker. See how kind of soupy that sauce is? Just a little thicker sauce. So when I run a spoon across it, it sticks better than that. So it's thick. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Come closer. What we've been doing is just I turned it up to high, and we're reducing the liquid out of it. So look at the bubbles. See how they kind of stay open? It's not boiling, it's more bloop, 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 bloop. So that's a good point where it's reduced. So look at how when I pull the spatula across, it just takes a while for that liquid to get back in there. So here comes the fun part. This is vodka sauce, so I'm going to add a little salt. And essentially, the vodka test on what kind of vodka to use, we kind of like Kettle One. If you take a shot of vodka that you're using and you go, that's not the vodka you probably want to use. So just something that's smooth, something that's easy to drink. So a 1/4 cup of vodka. And this may be a little specialty here, the vodka and so this is heavy cream. So 1/4 cup of that. So equal amounts if you want to do a big batch. You're just doing equal amounts of heavy cream and vodka. And I pre-cooked some penne. You could do this with spaghetti as well. So I think if you always have one pasta in the house, you can pretty much cook anything. A lot of recipes will call for specific pasta because that's maybe the way it's done in Italy or something like that. But if we're looking at making this as simple and easy as possible, having at least one pasta around the house is workable, unless you're doing lasagna or something like that, which is kind of a specific noodle. So we're just reducing that, and I'm going to cook that for about a minute, just to cook the alcohol off of it, because you don't necessarily want that flavor, but the vodka really adds something fun about this. So I'm going to do a quick taste. It's just really different. So about 30 more seconds, the alcohol will be off of that. I'm going to add just a little bit of parsley, and so this is just chopped up minced parsley. If you don't like parsley or don't have it in the house, don't worry, it's good without it. But parsley, I never did like it for years, and then all of a sudden it just adds a really nice level of freshness to a dish. And then we'll also use it as a garnish on top for the plate too. So it's just a nice sauce here. And I cooked up essentially about a half a box, and I think this is a pound box. We eat quite a bit of pasta. It says this is 8 portions in the pound. We usually maybe eat double those portions, so this is half of the box. 4 portions, but I don't buy it. It's 2 portions, well, 2.5, maybe 3 for us. Sometimes we'll have extra left over. And cook that till al dente, and what that means is essentially it's not completely cooked, it's not completely bite through. You've got a little resistance in the mouth when you bite on an al dente noodle, and the reason being is then you bring it back into a dish and you're heating it back up, finishing the cooking process. So that's usually when they talk about on cooking shows, especially, cook it to al dente, because they're going to finish cooking it a little later as well. Just kind of toss the sauce. Let that get warm. And my hope is every one of these shows that you really take at least one of the following 3 things. I hope you maybe a new idea that kind of keeps your eating creative, so you eat at home and not go out as much. Secondly, that this may allow you to take this and say, hey, I want to cook this on Thursday, and have something ready to go when you come home on Thursday. And I think the other piece is that this maybe gives you a little bit of time back, or some ideas around to be excited about cooking at home instead of maybe eating out or getting some takeout and bringing it home. This is really good, healthy food, and I just really want, maybe this opens up 15 to 30 minutes for you to just sit down and not do anything. Just kind of take some time for yourself. So let's plate this up. And remember, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I think it's the little red button down below. And we will send you an email every time we post a new video, and really shooting for a couple a week. And if you take one of these and think, well, let me cook this next week, at least when you go to the grocery store this week, you have an idea of at least one recipe. And if you go back and look at some of the videos, maybe pick 3 or 4 of them and say, hey, I want to cook these next week. So you can just kind of sit down, look at the ingredients, and plan. So here is our penne pasta with vodka sauce. And these are persimmon tomatoes that some friends of ours grew. They are really good, really meaty, and just a little parsley over the top. And then I'm going to also add our wonderful balsamic vinaigrette to the tomatoes, and this is a meal fit for a king. So it's time for us to eat now. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining me, and welcome into our home. We enjoy having you here. See you soon.